Are we all? Oh no. Are we erect?
Oh God.
No.
The podcast is back with the 3 originals and everyone else left.
Yep.
Saying that the 3 originals, we're the 3 originals of the new era.
Well, to be fair, I'm the only one of the original.
Alright, I see how it is. How long have we been doing this now? Like as a trio, like
a while.
Yeah.
At least 3 years.
At least since, I was gonna say at least since 2015.
Blimey, has it been that long?
Yeah.
Who's our 4th podcast member?
I don't remember his name. It's been so long.
He's gonna hate me for that.
Hi, Legion.
I'm waving. Yeah. So we're on season 9 now.
Season 9.
Oh, fabulous! So season 9's back. Season 8 ended.
Died a painful death.
It really did.
Lock the Front Door was episode 10, I believe.
Yep,
Did we do an interview after that?
No, but there were supposed to be 2 more episodes.
Yeah, but that's what happens when you plan on bringing Scottish people into the episodes.
Oh no.
Oh god.
They got on boats and disappear for 5 months.
Hey, now you claimed responsibility for those.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when Nightwing doesn't want to do an episode. It never happens. Yeah, so by the time we finished season 8, I think we covered a lot in that season. I think Sugar was born last season.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Came in this season, last season. Having a conversation about nothing. Can't remember that episode.
Oh, that one was when I was with Dragon and Legion.
Oh, that's why I can't remember that episode.
Yeah.
Mrs. Plum was born last season.
Oi! Get up here now! Barking like that! It's not some kind of zoo!
I think we have our podcast title. It's not some kind of zoo.
Ain't that kind of podcast, bruv.
It's not that kind of podcast at all.
If you hear me slapping my chops, I'm eating, so.
Slapping your what?
I'm not slapping anything, Ian. I'm slapping my chops. Because I'm talking while I'm eating. Yeah, so Mrs. Plum was born and died last season. I've got rid of her now. Now Wolf is hiding out in my skirt.
Oh no.
Oh, it's a bit bright down there. Yeah, so moving on to this season then. What do you guys want to happen this season? Do you because we're down to 4 people on the podcast now. Jazzy left, Jasp. Something happened to Jasp. Don't want to get into it. That was weird. The podcast now, 4 people: Diab, Iron, Legion, and Nightwing. We're looking for some guests, which you made a post about.
There are a lot.
Yeah,
How?
do you remember last few seasons? We've literally had very little interest.
Yeah. And all of a sudden everybody's like, "Ooh, I want to be on the podcast." I'm like, since when did the podcast become popular? I thought we just had a small following and that was it.
Oh, I just thought of something. Oh,
I think I've thought of the same thing. I think over the last, say, 4 months, a bigger voice community within JAWA has come up again. Whereas it kind of died out for a bit, voice, didn't it? And I think you just got to get the right people. I look at this now and I start laughing. It's your fault. Yeah.
Is that what you were thinking?
That was exactly what I was thinking. Yeah. Yeah. So new guests coming. A few more Brits should be coming on as well, which is always good. Just me stuck here with all these Americans and Canadians and Frenchmen and Dutchmen.
That moment, Legion is mistaken for a Frenchman.
Ain't that kind of Frenchman, bruv.
God.
Yeah, so quite excited for this season, I think.
We have
And
12
maybe-
people on the guest list.
Blimey!
Awesome.
One per episode.
Oh God, no! We're grouping some people. I told Iron there are only 3 people on this list. I'm gonna give them, they have to be the only guests on the episode.
Yeah.
And one of them on the guest list is a secret because they did not want it to be made public.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you could probably it's the first name.
I know who that is. Yeah.
And now everyone's probably like, "Oh, I know who it is already."
So we are also looking for new members, I guess.
Possibly.
If someone stands out from the crowd, it really shows that they've got a knack for this sort of thing.
Yeah.
I was originally in the guest post to also say we might potentially be looking for new people, but I took that out because I didn't want to get people's hopes up.
Yeah. Well, get your hopes up, people, so I can smash them. No, yeah, just if you can stand out, if you can talk, if you can know when to shut up, if you can handle a conversation, then chances are you may get picked as a member.
But
yeah.
but Starcutter went against everything you just said.
He's like so far past what makes a good member that it makes him a good member.
Jesus.
Well, I basically say he is the chaotic member of the podcast back then.
Chaotic neutral.
I guess.
Who's the chaotic evil?
You.
What?
I don't know. We haven't really had that someone so chaotic and evil at the same time. But yeah, there are some people on the guest list that has signed up that we will be purposely not putting together for certain reasons.
Yup.
I've had enough experience on voice to know how things go.
Yeah. No one wants to be splitting up, fighting people. So yeah, shall we move on then?
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, looking forward to the guests so far. So far. With possibility of new members, but that's rare. You've got to really stand out to be picked as a member these days. So, going on to one of our topics, we're obviously a bit delayed in terms of the topics, just because obviously we had a break over Christmas, so we're going to be discussing a few things that happened over December, January. And that is new council members. Or, in the case of you two, returning council members. It's very council heavy, the podcast right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for the first time in many years, the council has the podcast again.
Yeah. No, that should be the council. That should be the council. That should be the title. The council of the podcast. I love that. Do you know from Doctor Who where it's like the shirt design for it is like the angels have the phone box?
Oh
It's
yeah.
a really cool phone design, shirt design. So yeah, new council members, Iron, Diab, obviously the returning ones, with Bosk being the latest addition to the council, which
He
is
doesn't Bosk anymore.
Bosk, Hyperglow, Hippo.
Well, to be fair, we can call him whatever we want at this point.
Yeah. The leaker, no.
Oh jeez.
What?
The multi-clanner, no. Is
Oh god.
I think it's. I told him this. I told him I'd give him as much stick as I gave System, because it's not every day you see someone who once caused quite a bit of trouble for the clan turn it around, join other clans, become a leader of an allied clan, GP, and then join JAWA again. And we gave him the opportunity to work his way up in the clan, and eventually become a council member.
Yep.
I was like, really? Are we sure?
Oh my god.
But then the second time, I think we was like, do you know what? Yeah, he's proven himself now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I was quite happy to see him get on the council. Obviously, when he was promoted, I had already fucked off. That's not a swear word. I didn't say it all. You don't have to beep that one.
If I remember.
Yeah, so welcome to Bosk. I think. What are your takes on Boss then? We'll talk about Boss first so we don't sound egotistical talking about you two. I'll hammer into you two in a minute.
Oh no.
Oh, he's gonna
Get on them.
He's gonna tear us apart.
As your fellow council member, what do you think about Hippo?
Hippo. Is that his nickname now?
That's it. That's what I call him. I can't be bothered typing Hyperglow.
I just call him HPG.
Yeah, but then you've got to capitalise it because I can't not capitalise letters like that.
My brain still has a hard time either doing HPG or Bosk. I usually just say Bosk.
I just type all the hell out of everything these days anyway, so...
Well,
Yeah, especially when you're on your phone.
Yeah. I did one the other day that had me laughing for about 20 minutes.
Well, to be fair, Iron, his typos are becoming legendary. It's translated to his keyboard when playing Jedi Academy.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, because I touch type, I don't look at my screen usually if I'm busy, and I don't look at my keyboard. So if I'm on the wrong angle,
He's just blind when he's typing.
yeah, I just close my eyes. And that's what I used to do in uni.
Yeah,
Just close my eyes and type.
I understand that too. My keyboard's in the wrong position. I type. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not what I'm trying to type.
Yeah. So yeah, go on, guys. Shall we start with Iron first, so we can't say
I
same?
was just gonna say that.
Same.
I agree.
I agree. I agree with
let's
H. Sanders's. Go on.
He's probably gonna listen to this, so.
He always listens to it.
Does he? That's good.
Yes. I don't know what to say. That hasn't already been said, honestly.
So, do you know what? That's just a new way of saying same.
I mean, I don't know what to say.
It's one thing to say something when they're being elected when they're being chosen. People are triggered. When people are chosen to serve as the council, like, you can say based on what you obviously know at them at the time, but it's a different perspective actually seeing them in the role.
Yeah. But, yeah, he's done an amazing job so far. He's definitely proven himself. That's for damn sure. Or dang sure. Sorry.
Damn's not bad. Damn.
We'll just call this episode Damn.
You should just beep that just for the heck of it. Just beep, 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 beep.
I think these days there's so many bad words out there that are so bad that all these old words like damn and
Stupid.
crap and yeah, like these words now that people are like, oh, it's just a normal word. because there's other words like that. I was gonna say something then, but I thought no, better not. But yeah.
Ever
So
tell
what
you guys? Oh, sorry.
What do you think, Diab?
I think he was like, when I was thinking of who they would choose as council, I was actually like thinking he would be chosen, because I guess for me, since I've not been around server wise and clan wise like for like during the years after I stepped down the first time, I didn't really get a chance to make an opinion of him in the first time he was there. If anything, I was dead during that year. He was causing trouble and stuff. So when I got back into activity, he was one of the first people I noticed, and you know how hard he worked as an admin and everything.
Yeah.
And then we talked a lot in the admin chat about his past and stuff, just to get a perspective of what he's done in the past, because I've never really known anything other than he caused trouble and he was supposed to be permanently banned from JAWA, but that changed.
Yeah.
But just seeing him work hard and actually, put a lot of effort into it, I'm like, at this point, he may as well just become a council member if they allow it.
Yeah.
And when I saw that he was indeed chosen alongside of us, I was happy.
Mm-hmm.
It's really nice to see people who've had a bad past, and they turn it around, and they show that they actually can, like they didn't really mean what they did back then, and this is how they actually are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think people change.
Yeah, definitely.
They don't always change, but they do. Given everything that happens in life,
Yep.
Different experiences. From my point of view, the Jedi are evil. From
Jesus.
from my
Sorry, we're all
I am
evil
a
then?
Jedi. From my point of view, like I've seen him in action, and he's I would say he's very much a modern counsellor. Very laid back. Very, in terms of like, he's not uptight. He's not. Is someone people can go to.
Yeah.
And he does his work really well. So yeah, he's really made a good start. So I'm scrolling through Instagram. I'm a bit distracted. So he's made a really good start, I think, and I'm really excited to see what he continues to do for the clan. Really.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but in regards to used to,
Uh-oh.
I think it's time to step down. No. So yeah, there we go. Let's. Yeah, what do you think of Iron? Iron, what do you think of Diab?
Oh, God.
Jesus.
And then I'll tell you why you're both wrong.
Now,
Go on.
Now that's actually hard.
No.
Do you want me to just say
Sure.
you're both shit? No.
Jeez.
No. Like I've obviously wanted to work with you, Diab, not you, Iron. I've obviously wanted.
Oh, okay. I see how it is.
No. I've obviously wanted to work with you, Diab, for like ages. And I was just like, oh, why is he not active? Why is he not pushing himself to get back on? And then you went and did it when I stepped down.
He was waiting. He was waiting the whole time.
Yeah, or rather leading up to me like stepping down. So it's like, as soon as I stepped down, I was like, oh, I've actually missed out on serving with him. But yeah, I think you fit in really well. I think you're exactly what we needed on the current council. You're a wiki workhorse, which for a long time I was the main one doing that sort of stuff. So it's really refreshing to be able to just say, Diab, can you do these 500 odd edits? Yeah, so I think you've been doing really well. Again, you've been taking on a lot wiki-wise, and fulfilling your job really well. So, shall we move on?
Oh, thanks.
Now, iron as always.
What the hell does that mean?
Well, you drink Mountain Dew.
I mean, to be fair, you should never have stepped down in the first place.
Oh, okay.
You should have been kicked.
Oh. Jeez.
No, we love you, Iron. No, yeah, again, doing fine, doing great. Signature show of the week. Although, you didn't do a Doctor Who 13 Free Generations signature show of the week.
I don't watch Doctor Who.
Well.
So I didn't know.
Alright, I submitted the SIG anyway. I think it won as well.
Yeah, for sure. You've won a few of the last ones.
I have. I've not even been paying attention. Sometimes I don't. I wish people didn't vote for me sometimes, because I'm like, no, it's not that good. Please don't vote for it. And then sometimes I'm like, oh, I love this SIG, and then no one votes for me, and I'm like, oh, thanks.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'd rather people win it who deserve it. Not saying I deserve it. I'm just saying other people. I've won too many now. Yeah, I am doing a great job. I actually found 8 years old signature of the week themes on my drive. If you ever want them to look over, it's a really good file management thing. So I might send it you and say do it.
Alright.
They're really good. I'll send it you anyway. See if you've got it.
Okay.
I think she sent it over to you, didn't she?
Nope, I don't think
No.
so.
I think it was you who made it anyway. But yeah, again, you both bring that experience to the council that...
Motorcycle out of nowhere.
Gotta go fast!
At first, right, I thought it was like some kind of siren telling you to get to a bunker.
Oh, jeez.
Let's not talk about that false alarm. That's still
Too soon, Nightwing.
that's still plaguing our governor to this day.
Oh,
Like
God.
the news are trying to ruin him right now by kind of twisting his words.
Jeez.
That's what the news does.
Yeah, there's no such thing as actually reporting the news anymore.
That's a topic for another time.
Yeah, we'll have for another time.
Yeah,
What
Trump's
Star
rubbish.
Killer message me now?
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I told him to.
Yeah,
He
but
wants to join us.
yeah, but
No.
this is just an episode with us three. Guests start next
Yeah.
episode to everybody listening to this.
Yep.
So next, it's just a small thing. Actually, what? How much have we talked about this time? Have we?
We've only gone over the first thing. There's 2 more things to talk about.
So the next thing is Jacobie recently got a Hall of Fame.
Finally.
After seeing how much he's wanted it for a while now.
Well, I mean, I've wanted to give it him since I was going to give it him on the birthday, but I also wanted to give him a contribution award because I thought he obviously deserved it. But I don't like giving out 2 awards to the same person the same day. And I always like to try and give certain awards out on certain things because it makes that occasion even more special.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, I'll give him a contribution award at the birthday and I'll give him a Hall of Fame at the honours. And then I stepped down.
Yeah, your last act was making the old Jackal meme official.
Yeah, that was well. I'm proud of that. I did a few other things as well that no one's noticed yet, but not the rules changed. I changed them back before I stepped down. I forgot I did.
Oh yeah, and to everyone, the rules have been slightly edited again recently, so check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, people should always read the rules to just refresh on things.
Because sometimes we reward things to make it a lot more easier to understand.
Yeah. Any big changes, we obviously tell the clan, but
It's mostly
like
just
changes in
grammar
protocol.
things.
Yeah. And sometimes I just change the grammar to annoy Helena. So yeah, Jacko, Hall of Fame. You obviously got it for sending. For becoming, for becoming leader. And not only becoming leader, but taking on a hell of a lot of responsibility. Not only before I stepped down with the clan's finances and all that jazz, but when I stepped down, he changed his plans to stay for me and really sort of kept everyone together and worked with Doc and System to really keep everything going well, and that in itself should have been awarded. So yeah, Jacko, you definitely deserved it, and you asking like jokingly where your Hall of Fame is, because I know you don't like being awarded or talked about in that way. So it's, yeah, much like me. I'm on the line. I love praise.
I was gonna say.
I actually really hate it, but over time I've learned to accept it and say thank you.
When I remember I praised him on Discord and he thought I was like buttering him up for something. I said no.
Oh, God.
I was like I told him I don't even praise people that often, if not ever. So I told him accept it, damn it.
Yeah.
and that's why during his Hall of Fame thing on the server I didn't say anything because I already knew he hated it, so I wasn't gonna do it again.
Yeah, I think praising someone, some people do it in the wrong way and they do it at the wrong times, and it takes experience and a knack of knowing how and when to praise someone. I think people just pick up over time. Some people do it and it comes across as looking ass. You have to beat that.
You said a lot of things this episode now that I'm probably have to go back and listen to and just bleep.
Yeah.
Or I can just put a warning like I always do.
Bleep it. So yeah, you just gotta do the praise in the right way. And if it's praise that gives you nothing in return, then you're on the right track. Oh, I just burped. So yeah, congratulations, Jacko. You obviously deserved it. You were event planner, Knights member, server admin, council leader. You got participation awards, contribution awards. You really, and not only that, you've stood out in the clan, and people know your name, and you definitely deserve that award. And I can't thank you enough for things you've done for me. I sure won't go into.
Oh no. What happens in the leader section stays in the leader section.
Oh no.
Yeah, so what do you guys think? You guys can talk.
I'm not praising him again. He's gonna listen to this and be like, "Stop praising me."
Yeah. But yeah, if anyone wants to have a look at his Hall of Fame entries, there's 3 of them from me, Doc, and System. Current name. Remember, you can add the Hall of Fame entries to anyone you want. Just message a leader or council member, and they'll add the Hall of Fame entry onto people's wiki pages. So yeah,
which is surprising.
Congratulations, Jacko.
A lot of people should, if they want to add to people's Hall of Fame, if you have something to say about them, nice things to say, don't put bad things to say.
This person should not have got this award.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Yeah, so...
Oh, gee, you're right. I am the only other one that's ever typed something up for your Hall of Fame, Nightwing.
For mine? Yeah, I know.
Gee, what is this?
Sorry.
Ian said he'd do it about 5 years ago.
Wow.
What? I was around 5 years ago?
My best friend still hasn't done it, who said he was going to do it. To be fair, I know everyone loves me. No, I'm only joking. Yeah. No, it's just... The thing is about the wiki is that it is your... To some degree, it is your legacy in the clan. And it's a great place to come back and look at.
Yep.
If you ever leave, if you ever retire. So it's nice to have those messages from your friends and from people who you impacted in the clan. And if someone's got a Hall of Fame entry, that's the only time you can actually put a comment on. I've thought about adding some kind of commenting system for people's wiki profiles. Sort of like a... almost like a testimonial thing, but for the profile in a way. But I'm not sure how I would best do that in a way that didn't leave hundreds of people with a blank comment thing, or didn't turn it into some kind of weird thing like, I love you, and it's like, oh, okay, for God's sake, it's not Facebook. So yeah, but definitely, if you know someone who's got a Hall of Fame and you want to say something, go and say something because they will appreciate it. Iron, no. Oh god, dropped the cards. But yeah, congratulations again, Jacko. And now, the third thing that we're going to talk about today is the JAWA survey. So we've got the... You didn't see that one. We've got the JAWA survey coming up early February. I've worked on a lot of questions for this one, mainly as a way to gather information that I can use to look at and discuss ideas for future development of each thing. So it will be somewhat of a long one. But it will help me. It's not a pointless survey. I'll be going through it, so it's only me reading it. So if you've got anything bad to say about anyone, feel free to put it in there.
Nightwing's a jerk.
And I was going to say, if you have anything bad to say about Nightwing, just know he'll be the one reading it.
Yeah.
No, honestly, if you've got anything bad to say about me, throw it in there. I love to read criticism. I'm going to get loads of troll posts now.
Yeah, you are.
From all the Germans.
Oh no!
The podcast meme. It still needs to become an actual meme.
It does. The Germans hate the podcast. We need to explain that on an episode one day. Otherwise, we're just going to look racist.
Oh yeah, we can explain it in one episode. One day.
One day. The Germans hate the podcast. That's the title. Just one German. But yeah, what was I talking about? The survey. I've gone through and I've tried to make every question as possible to have a no opinion option, because last time everyone moaned about that, and it's like, if you're giving information to me, you should at least have a suggestion or an opinion.
Yeah, but
I've added one anyway.
Now people are just going to take that for the whole thing.
If they're going to do that, then fair enough. If they don't want to take the opportunity to give information for the clan, that's on them. That's their right. They can freely do that. Not everyone wants to. But if you're in the clan, comment. Yep. If you're not, you'll comment anyway. Yeah, there's a lot of questions. Some that have come up over time. Oh, I just bit my teeth.
You bit your teeth?
I bit my teeth. Like, do you know when you're talking and your teeth hit against each other, like really hard? I just did that.
Jesus.
What I was gonna say? Yeah, so there's a lot of information. I've tried to make it as concise as possible, tried to make it as many ticks as possible, and not writing out, because not everyone likes to type, not everyone speaks English that well, not everyone types English that well, so I'm trying to keep it fairly easy to do. And I've tried to make a lot of the questions not required, just because, again, if you're not that good with typing out, like, you may not want to, struggle with it.
Yeah.
But by all means, if you want to, go ahead. I'll read it anyway. You know what I mean? I'm not. I can decipher everything. But yeah. By all means, this survey is mandatory, but it's not mandatory you give everything. And I've tried to make that the case this year. Because not everyone wants to comment, not everyone wants to fill out a survey, and we can't force people to do that, really. But we're gonna.
But we're good.
You're gonna force them to at least. What's the word? Abstain. We're gonna give them the option to abstain in the survey itself. Go through, tick the ones that we need ticking, like do the ones that we need answers to.
Yeah.
Because there are some we do absolutely need an answer for. But there's some obviously that people just don't even know, or don't. It's no interest to them. And that's fair enough. Some people are just here for the combat. Some people are just here to talk. Whatever floats your boat. Yeah, try and be as honest as possible. I'll try and go through every single suggestion and give answers for everything I can. If I can't, then that'll go to the council for further discussion and all that jazz before I comment on it. But hi. So yeah, that was just a brief announcement. The JAWA survey is coming up soon. I'm also trying to do a JAWA meeting, JAWA clan. Oh, for God's sake. A JAWA meet and greet soon.
Nice.
But again, I'll have to organise that at some point. We'll go through the rest of the schedule another time. I don't think this early on some things are still movable. But we have planned out the year. But some things can change, so I'm not going to go into everything at the moment. Except for the survey, which will definitely be coming out early February. And if everything goes to plan, February the 1st, which is Thursday. It might come out at the weekend, might come out on the 3rd.
Well, this episode comes out on the 5th of February, so...
Okay, so it'll be out then. By the time this episode's out, the survey will be out. So the next thing to discuss is the JAWA admins. So if you're an admin, no,
he's really trying. He's really trying
beating around the bush.
Yeah.
Because this announcement's going to get really emotional.
Oh
The
no.
reverse coup.
Yeah. Now, if you're a JAWA admin, try and be as active as possible. We're trying to message some of our admins at the moment. Try and at least do a shift. Like, we're not police, but we need people to at least come onto the server for an hour. You know what I mean? Like, try and help out everyone, because at the moment it's the same people all the time.
Yeah.
Just try and do a bit if you can. That's all we're asking. Oh, Queen of Hearts! I didn't expect that. Sorry,
Nobody
I'm
expects the Queen of Hearts.
I'm doing card tricks while we talk, and that's why I'm a bit distracted. So the next subject for reals this time is the JAWA leadership changes, merry-go-round, leaders leaving, joining, and okay.
What?
Oh,
There's another
God.
thing. God.
You can just lower my volume at that point. That's fine.
We may as well just bleep you for the entire episode. What's
Just me and Diab talking while there's this long beep. going through the background.
Oh.
Yeah, it'll be over 40 minutes. It just bleeds.
Oh God.
So, yeah. So again, to reiterate, the current topic that we're going to discuss is the recent changes in leadership. Me stepping down, me coming back, Doc stepping down after being promoted to leader. System staying on, Jacko staying on. Everything. I guess it's mainly just me going to talk for the next few minutes. Explain sort of what happened, I guess. You have to forgive me if I get a little emotional. Because there's things no one knows. So, around, I'd say, November, that's when I stepped down, late November. Before that, things started to... Is this the first time I'm going to cry on the podcast?
Oh no.
Oh no.
You can't have that.
Yeah, you have to put a trigger warning.
God. Yeah, for
Trigger
you.
warning for feels. So early November, around that time period, a bit beforehand, I started to spiral quite badly. I started getting very burnt out with a lot of things. Started sort of hating being around the clan, being around all the people who was complaining, and the workload started to get to me in the sense that I wasn't giving myself any time for myself. I'd gotten to a really bad stage in my life where my health was getting hit because of it. I've left jobs because of JAWA. I've given up opportunities. I've messed up interviews because I didn't want to risk the idea of JAWA being without a leader who was here 24/7. And that sort of came from this idea that the council and leaders should be as active as possible, which they should be. They should be as active as they can give. But I never gave myself any breaks, and I could never take another way and be on another way, as you two well know. I would always try and be around, always read the chat, even if I was away, and it really got to the point where I just couldn't do it anymore. And then things in real life got bad. I had quite a few panic attacks. I've had some family issues, quite bad family issues happen recently, which has changed my life dramatically. So everything was just kind of getting to me, and I had to do the one thing I've always been good at, is that's run away. I had to step away from everything. I had to just go. And it was probably the hardest decision I've ever had to do, is to put myself first. Because for the past 5 years I've put JAWA first, and Link always told me I shouldn't be doing what I should have been doing like that, because it's not good for you. Obviously, you would have known how badly the clan can affect you if you let it. But my friend describes it quite well, is that if I see something, I put my 100% of attention into it. And I can't stop until I'm either the best or put my all into something. And that's what I did. I put every ounce of energy I had into this clan. And things like that affect me. Every year we had something quite dramatic going on that affected me. I'm not the same sort of leader Link was. I'm not stone-hearted in some regards, which I admire Link for, in the way he can just act on in that certain way that people know they're not going to get to him.
Yeah.
Jacko's got that down pretty well as well, to a certain degree. but I don't. I'm a sensitive person, and things get to me. But that doesn't mean I can't do it if I need to. But yeah, things just started to get to me. Things weren't going well in real life, and like I said, I just had to run. I had to step down. I had to have that break, and I couldn't do that while still leader, because I'd tried so many times to do that, and it never worked. So I stepped out. I spoke to Jacko, and I said, "You need to take this now. You need to let me do this, because I can't. If I stay, something bad's gonna happen." And he did that for me, and I'll always be thankful of him doing that for me. And we chose docking system, to sort of take the reins alongside Jacko to help transition the clan out of a leadership that they've been used to for 5 years. And then I took a month off. I retired, I became a lord, and almost immediately all that stress, all that crap just vanished. It's sort of melted away, and with other things that had happened after that, and I just gained different perspective on everything. I understood that life comes first, and I realised that there are bigger things and more important things in life that take up our time, and we need to give ourselves those moments to relax and enjoy the clan and enjoy our time here, and not use it as an escape, which I was doing for those 5 years. Even though using it as an escape is valid, but not to the extent I was. So yeah, I had that break, and it was a massive change in how I saw the clan, how I saw its people, how I saw my time in the clan, and real big eye opener in terms of where I wanted to go next and what I could do next. And I realised that it wasn't the role of leader that was the problem. It wasn't the workload, it wasn't the difficulties of the clan. It was the fact that I wasn't allowing myself to take breaks. I wasn't allowing myself to disconnect, and not prioritizing health and happiness over the clan. And that all shifted, and it's weird. I had this new perspective on everything quite quickly. It was really weird to go through that. I'm in a much better place now. My health's fantastic compared to what it was 4 months ago. I'm still going through things in real life that take up time, so I'm more strict with my time now in terms of what I'm devoting to the clan and what I'm devoting to myself. And I'm taking more time for myself than I've done in the past 5 years. And I'm happy to be back. And Doc and System and Jacko approached me and asked me to come back. And after many talks of whether or not I was ready to come back as well, and how things would go, and obviously Doc's got a lot going on in real life that he needs to focus on, and the decision was made to have me come back, Doc to step down to council and work with the leadership as well to sort of make sure that everything was going in the right way for the clan and in the best interest of its members and the clan and overall. So yeah, it was a weird time for a lot of people. Not everyone knew what was going on. So we tried to be as transparent with everything, but like I said, not even the council knew what I was going through to a certain extent. Obviously, you two are my friends, so you knew more than most. But yeah, it was a hard time, and I had to run away, and I apologise for that. It was a mistake to run away in the way that I did. But and then that's why I think that's why The Last Jedi really hit me quite in the feels. With Luke's story, he failed. He learned from his failures, and in the end, and you can't learn from things if you don't fail. I failed, without a doubt. I failed to manage myself, to give my best to the clan, and I was able to learn from that, and now I'm a better leader for it. And I'm in a better place because of it, because of what happened. So I don't regret it, but I regret stepping down because I wish I would have just stepped back. But it needed to happen, so it's a bit weird. I don't regret the change. I regret having to have made that change in the first place. But yes. So, end emotional moment. So yeah, I'm back. I know a few people may not be happy with that, but I'm back.
What?
At the end of the day, I'm still the same guy. I'm still the same leader that I was. Different perspective on how things are and how things should be, and how I'm going to lead the clan from now on. And but fundamentally, I'm still the same person that people have known for the past 5 years. So yeah, and it's a privilege to work alongside Jacko and System both, and I thank Doc as well for everything he did to help keep the clan going, and yeah. So yeah, that's enough of me talking.
Nice.
Gee, construction outside is getting pretty loud.
They're digging for the fields.
Well, no, they're pretty much done building the entire foundation, so now they're actually building inside out. So it's getting very noisy now, more than ever.
They're building inside out?
Well, they have to do the rooms now. They have to,
Yeah.
because it's right in front of me.
Lovely. Just lovely.
Thank you.
Jesus.
I think with that it's a perfect time to end the episode.
Yes. Looking forward to a new year, new JAWA, new podcast, new people.
Hopefully
all we want from now is positivity.
Hopefully more wild episodes to come.
Yes. Less emotional endings.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully the only emotional ending ever.
Yes.
I just gotta say, Nightwing, when you said you were striving to be the best, I was so close to starting to sing the Pokemon theme song.
You should just cut it off there, Diab. Put the Pokemon theme song and then restart it.
Yes.
Break the tension.
Oh god.
But we never get serious moments on the podcast.
I know.
We never should.
I mean, I felt like the members deserve an explanation. More than what I was able to give. I wasn't ready to give everything. But I'm in a better place now, and yeah.
That's good.
Things to continue on.
Yep.
And I messed up my ranks on the wiki. Saying that, I'm happy I got Lord. It was nice being a Lord. I enjoyed that one. That gave me a new perspective on things as well, just being a Lord without having to make decisions. Yeah. But with all that said, if anyone has any questions, if anyone wants to talk about anything that happened feel free to come to me. I'll be as transparent with things that happen with me as I can. I'm not saying everything on the podcast because there are people out there who would probably try and use that against me in terms of my real life situation. Nothing regarding JAWA, just what's happened in real life. Not that they can use it against me. I mean, things happen, life happens. But yeah, positivity from now on. No negativity, please. Let's work hard.
Don't worry, you get the negativity in the survey.
I will. Yes, give me the negativity. Yeah, be as honest and as critiquing as you want, but try and remain positive with it. At the end of the day, it's about building the future, not tearing down things you don't like.
Yeah.
Complaining helps no one. Solutions help.
And before the podcast starts getting a lot of suggestions than before.
Well, the podcast will be one of the big questions.
Oh no! What are you planning?
So will the post. The post and the podcast will have a lot of questions. About 5 questions.
It'll be like
regarding the post and the podcast.
It'll be like, do you like Nightwing hosting? Do you like Diab hosting? Who would you rather see host than these two?
Do you want to see Iron host again?
I just nearly killed myself.
What?
What?
I accidentally. I was resting my hands on my chin, and I accidentally punched myself in the throat.
Oh my god! Now Iron is swearing.
I said fudge.
Oh, fudge, you know. Yeah.
Yep, that's right. New year, new podcast. Everyone is unhinged. Swearing is yeah.
Yeah. New year, new podcast.
Just wait till the next episode.
New leadership. New Nightwing.
I'm just looking at the about when I put while we try to keep things as PG, we tend to go off that path. Yeah.
The path of no beginnings.
Once again, Nasumi will not be able to watch this unless I bleep everything. At this point, I may as well have a notepad open, so when someone swears, I just type in where the general area of the time it was said.
And what they said.
I always told myself I should do that, but I never do it because I guess I'm just a bit too trusting of you guys. I don't know. If there's a warning up, then I never bleeped it. But if there's no warning up, then I bleeped it.
If you've gotten this far, he either bleeped it or not.
Yes.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if you don't like swearing, we'll try and bleep it out. But we can't get everything. We don't have an editing crew.
It's just me.
You just have Diab.
All right, it's getting close to an hour. We need to end.
Yes, thank you all for listening, and for those who cried at my crying. Positivity from here on out, and we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.